Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, Facebook. And obviously, it is another Facebook Live, with me coming at you with today's theme on Be Set Apart. And this is building upon one of the videos that I did last week, and I can't remember which one specifically it was, when I was talking about, obviously, in relation to Trent Dilfer becoming the coach of a high school. This is one of their mottos: be set apart. And obviously, to give it some context, and thanks Mark and Ron for coming on the live, it's much appreciated. I hope you're both well. And to give it some context to what the title is about, it's to be obviously the best of your ability, and not to come across as arrogant. Obviously, to be the best that you can be on any given day. And that's my paraphrasing of what I believe it to be encompass. If you'd like me to share you the link of that video so you can have a look for yourself, do put that in the comments. Obviously, for being an amputee myself, it's not difficult to be set apart because you are already to different, or as people on my Facebook will put it, differently abled. You already stand out from the crowd anyway, so why not embrace it? Be one with who you are. Obviously, you're not looking to conform and be the average Joe, the saying goes, because you're already different anyway. So in terms of conforming to be this ideology, this thought process of being the same as somebody else, or be it society as a whole, would be impossible, because obviously you're shying away from, to a certain extent, what is your identity. Be you can't change it, be for better or good. And I've talked about that a number of times in terms of, with me not having or being comfortable with the disability when I was growing up, be as a teenager, or maybe a later life where I wish for anything but being disabled. Whereas I think you need to embrace that state in your life. Hey Clarence, I hope you're well and enjoying your time in Florida. Hope the weather's not too bad and the iguanas aren't too big. Obviously, that's an inside joke for me and Clarence. In terms of, obviously, coming back to the video, there's no point in terms of this, how would I put it, playing small and accepting being average, because you're already, to a certain extent, either within a confines of a box which somebody else is dictating, or you're going to put yourself in that box because you are now in a new position. Say somebody that's acquired an amputation, it's not your norm. But what's saying that you have to conform? Why, with having this new sense of identity, is it a bad thing? Why do you have to a certain extent, not necessarily start over, but looking at it as a new perspective to, and I'm going to steal a quote of Clarence's now: hit the ground running. Start. It's your chance to refresh, go again, and to start anew, and look at it from that perspective, as opposed to, on the other hand, dwell and actually play, to a certain extent, the victim, and go within yourself. And that's not really the right choice of words, but kind of, how would I put this? Come back within yourself, be it like from a turtle perspective, because that makes it, you would very much shy into your shell and do it from that basis, and that doesn't serve anybody. That especially not yourself, because you are, to a certain extent, from a mindset perspective now, playing to the system, playing to another individual. Whereas I think if you are look to obviously come back to the point. Look to put yourself in a position to be set apart. Embrace that difference, that however you want to call it. Give your new leg, new prosthetic a nickname. Clarence has got a good one, so I'll let him put that in the comments because it's quite funny. Obviously, Zoe, thanks again, and good afternoon, and I hope you are well. But obviously, it is to set yourself apart, because you can't be one of many, because that's a sheep mentality. It's very barbarous. I know we're in a tribe mentality in terms of we have to conform, but I think if you have a disability, it's embracing being different, because it makes you unique, and you get to play around with something that makes you challenge your identity and be one good with yourself, from a perspective of that challenge, where it brings you obviously new adventures, new themes that you can go with, and look to push those boundaries out, in terms of, I'm not going to conform, and I'm not saying do something stupid or ridiculous now, but challenge where you're at, and it gives you a new sense to hit the ground running and go again, be it with your fitness, your nutrition, your mindset. If you struggled with it before, when you're an able-bodied person, or be it even if you had a congenital disability like I do, what's to say you can't change that in the belief system, because you've had a new lease of life? And I think if you can look to do that, I think you're in a better position to, I don't like to use this word succeed, but in a better position to better yourself, I should say, on a daily basis, and to be the best that you can be. I think will stand you in good stead to set yourself apart from others. So, like I like to do, as always, I'm going to give people some shout outs, and then I will wrap up another Facebook Live for this week. So, thanks again, Mark McCarthy, Ron Kaiser, Clarence Wiggins, Ryan Jones. Obviously, thanks for the love as well. Zoe Gould, Sarah Milband, and Nico for jumping on the live. So if you are jumping on now, as always, I'd highly recommend you go from the very beginning, because I was dropping some gold, and obviously do comment and go from there, obviously. So until tomorrow, I hope you have a marvelous Tuesday.